Hey writers, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be giving you some tips on where to take a girl out on a date. Now, this all depends on whether you know her already or not, like if you have mutual friends, if you've been talking to her for a while, and you finally got the courage to ask her out on a date. Now, I do have a video on how to ask a girl out on a date if you are struggling with that and need some advice on that. So make sure you check that out. Also, if you happen to run into a girl and you don't know how to ask for her number, I also have a video on that. So make sure you check those videos out. This is all going to depend on whether you know her already or not. Like if you know her, if you've been talking to her on the phone, like maybe you know her at work or something, and you kind of already got to know her, then you should kind of have an idea of where to take her and like what she likes, what she maybe doesn't like, right? If you could be a little bit more adventurous, whatever you feel more comfortable with, right? So like there's different options. Obviously there's different tiers, I would call it. So if you want to do like something more casual, like a lunch or something like that, there's different types of restaurants that you would take her. I would not do a fast food place. Even if you're in your early 20s, I would do something more like BJ's or like TGI Fridays or CPK, and like that's like a casual lunch, but it's still good enough to where she feels like you're taking the date serious, but it's not like way too serious, you know. But you don't want to ask her to go to In-N-Out or like the Habit Grill or something, right? I mean, Stonefire Grill is a little better. Give me a thumbs up if you want to take her to McDonald's. Ha, just kidding. But seriously, give me a thumbs up because it really helps my channel and it lets me know that you like this content. I would appreciate it. Something like, I would say like mid-level, where you look good and the girl's like, oh, okay, he's a gentleman. That's cool. This is where he wants to take me. Especially if you're young. The Cheesecake Factory, whether it's lunch or dinner, I feel like there's everything on the menu, right? No matter what she likes or you like, you guys can get something good. PF Chang's is really good. It's a Chinese food, but it's like more upscale, so it's very yummy food, and like you both can eat that and like feel comfortable talking to each other. It's not super romantic, but it's still like it has a good vibe. Fridays is definitely more casual and more like, I feel like a night thing, like you meet for drinks and like some dinner, but it's definitely more fun, I would say, like more drinking type. It just depends on the person, depends on the girl, depends on what you're going for. Olive Garden, or any Italian restaurant, like I would say is good. If you want to do more casual and like not make it super romantic, you could do a lunch, but definitely I would say dinner is a little bit more romantic. It's a little bit more formal. If you're really feeling this girl and you want to impress her, then I would do Boa's Steakhouse, Ruth's Steakhouse, right? Like a steakhouse would be really nice, like go to Chow. There's so many different restaurants that have 4 or 5-star restaurants. Look it up on Yelp wherever you live. Like you want to impress her, you have to kind of do your research, and like maybe a place that she's never heard before, like Casa Vega is really cool out here in LA. Firefly in Studio City is a really nice one. You can check out the ambiance, like kind of do your research before you ask a girl out on a date, like know where you're going. Also, it can be very pricey to take multiple women out on dates, okay? Now, that's why I'm saying like it depends on the girl, right? Like, do you want to do a casual lunch? It's a little bit more affordable depending on what your budget is. Like you have to keep these things in mind because you are going to be paying for that lunch or that dinner, right? If you want to make a good first impression, don't expect her to pay. You're paying. You're being the man. You're being that guy who she's like, yeah, of course he's paying. Like you pay for the dinner, you pay for the lunch. So keep that in mind. If you're going to a nice steakhouse, can you afford it? Are you a little bit older? You have a better salary and you're like, yeah, I want to spend this money on this girl. Now, if you're dating multiple girls, a lot of girls, do you want to be spending that kind of money every week? I don't know how often you're going out, but like keep all of that in mind, right? So think about those things. And if you are on a budget, like I said, go more for the more affordable. Just look into the menu and then just make sure you could take care of the bill. Now, these next places are more like, I would say if you already kind of know her and you want to do something fun and you want to do just something maybe even more intimate, or like You really, really want to get to know this person, and it's like not just your typical dinner, right, or lunch. So you can also use this as your second date if you feel like, okay, that's a little bit too much for the first date. I don't really know her. It's our first time ever going out. So this would be more like a second date, or if you already know her kind of thing. So I would say something like the Hollywood Wax Museum, the movies. Obviously, I think that's definitely a second date. I would not do a first date on that. A comedy club, right? You guys could go to a comedy club. That would be fun. Or something like on the Strip if you're in LA, or in San Jose, like if you're in the Bay Area, Santana Row, right? Like there's so many things you could do. Like, I don't know if I would do a club. I would do maybe a lounge if you want to do some dancing, or like go to like somewhere where there's salsa dancing, you know, Latinos, how they get down. It's always very fun. What else do you want to do? I mean, I think something like Six Flags is super fun if you guys are thrill seekers and you want to do something super fun. Like definitely a theme park would be nice and different. I'm just trying to think of like what my husband and I did. We were young. We were 21, 22 when we first met. And like, I remember like the first date was like, it was very casual. It was at BJ's for lunch. And then like, we got more extreme. I think our third date was like Six Flags, right? So like, we just like went really, really hard. And like, eventually we went to Catalina Island on a little mini trip for 2 days, just the two of us, and had a blast and did parasailing, and like we went jet skiing, and like we were still getting to know each other, but we just loved having so much fun. So like we took a little trip, right? So it just depends on you. Like as you go with these dates, really know who you are dating and like what you like, and see if you're compatible, right? This is why you're dating, because you're seeing if you're compatible, if this is someone that you want to keep dating. Maybe eventually they'll be your boyfriend or girlfriend, and then eventually you're married with kids, right? So that's where you're headed. So keep all of that in mind. How serious are you? Or is it just something that you want to have a fling? Like if you only want to have a fling, then don't freaking do too much, unless it's that girl that you have to do too much for in order to have that fling. If you know what I mean, give me a thumbs up, because yeah, that's real. Now, are there any places that I didn't think of? I mean, there's so many places, but like where do you want to take your girl on a first date? Comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions, if you thought of a place. Now, I will say a good thing to also do is invite her over to your place for dinner. Literally say, I'm gonna make you dinner, come over tomorrow, are you available? I'm making you dinner. And have like a dinner and maybe a movie or something. I don't know, it just depends on how much you guys are feeling each other. If the chemistry is so strong and she comes over for dinner to your place and you guys happen to watch a movie, cool. Or if it's not really, it's like, oh, well then go swimming at your place, at your condo or whatever. If you have a pool in your house, like let's do some swimming. I don't know, like think outside the box, right? It doesn't only have to be dinner or lunch or going out somewhere. It can be at your place. It could be at her place if she invites you over. Whatever the deal is, just like try to think outside the box. Okay, that is all for today. If you are not subscribed to my channel already, make sure you subscribe down below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I will see you in my next video. Besitos.